Good morning, everyone. This is Pavani. Today, I would like to take for 8th standard the treasure within. That is the 5th unit, the treasure within, part 1. Okay, so let us see about this lesson. Read the following interview. It is based on a conversation between Miss Bailaraja, BR. Okay, Bailaraja means BR, short form. Editor of Sparsh, a newsletter from the Resource Center, the Valley School, Bangalore, and Mr. Hafiz Contractor, HC means Hafiz Contractor, short form. One of India's leading architects. So, about Hafiz Contractor, about him, we are going to learn through this lesson. Okay, actually, what is he? How he has become a leading India's architect. Okay, then HC means, as I told you, Hafiz Contractor. No need to get confusion here. Then I used to, actually it's an interview between Bailaraja and Hafiz Contractor. Bailaraja, he is the person who is conducting an interview to whom? Hafiz Contractor. Okay. So now, I used to have this terrible nightmare. Only now, over the last 4 to 5 years, it seems to have disappeared. So now, Hafiz Contractor, he was telling to Bella Raja that he used to get nightmares. So what is the meaning of nightmare? Frightening dream. What is the meaning of nightmare here? Frightening dream. So always he used to get a nightmare. About what then? Nightmare. Only now, only now over the last 4 to 5 years it seems to have disappeared. I used to get actually, but just before 4 to 5 years I'm not getting such kind of dreams again. Then now the person who is conducting the interview, he'll get a question, he'll get a doubt. What is the doubt? How he what kind of dreams he got in those days, and why those dreams have been disappeared before 4 to 5 years. Okay, that was the question raised in whose mind? Bailaraja's mind. Then Bailaraja, what nightmare are you talking about, and why do you think it has disappeared now? So you said that you are getting the nightmare you used to get, and 4 to 5 years onwards you are not getting, it has been disappeared. So what sort of nightmare and why they have disappeared? Who asked? Bailaraja. Then Hafiz, I used to get continuous nightmares about appearing for a mass examination where I did not know anything. So what is the nightmare? What is the frightening dream he was getting? That he was appearing, he was writing for the he was appearing for a mass examination. That means he appearing for what examination? Mass examination, where I did not know anything. He appeared for the test, okay, and that was what? Mass examination, which you don't know anything in mathematics. Now the psyche must have gotten over it. So what is the meaning of psyche here? Mind or mentality. The meaning of psyche is what? Mind or mentality. Now I don't have to think about education, and there is absolutely no time to get nightmares. So why he didn't get nightmares? Starting he used to get nightmares because at that time he had little interest. So because of that he was getting nightmares. But now why they have disappeared? Because he was not showing interest towards the subjects, okay, towards the studies. Because of that the nightmares have been disappeared. That is the answer given by whom? Hafiz Contractor to whom? Bailaraja. Then Bailaraja, tell us something about your earliest memories in school. Okay, then tell me about your earliest memories. Earliest means what? In your childhood, what you used to do. Okay, how it how you grew, like that you tell me. Who asked? Bailaraja asked Hafiz Contractor. In the first and the second year, I was a good student. In the first and the second year means not intermediate here. First year and second year means when he was in first standard and second standard, he was a good student. Okay, he was a good student. After I reached the third standard, I simply lost interest and never studied. So when he was first and second standard, at the time he was a good student. He used to read well. As he reached third standard, he lost interest in his studies. Okay, he lost interest in his studies and he never studied. I used to be interested in games. Then what he used to have interest in? He used to have interest in games like running around, playing jokes and pranks on others. Pranks means what? Making fun of others, okay, by doing some jokes, making pranks, laughing at others, okay. When you comment others will laugh. So like that, now this boy used to do, Hafiz Contractor, when he was a child, okay. Then I would copy in the class during exam times. During exam times, because he has to promote the next year to next class, no? So what he used to do? He used to copy from the boy who was sitting in front of him. Okay, from him he used to copy in his exam. Like that, he used to pass the that grade and he used to go to the next grade. Like that it was happening. Okay. Then I would copy in the class during exam times. I would try to get hold of the examination paper that had been prepared and study it, as I could not remember things that had been taught to me in the class. See, like some schools, they'll give like what for the revision. If there is a half yearly or quarterly examination at the time, I like summative assessment. So the teachers will be giving like number of questions to the children for revision. Okay, altogether they may not read, thinking that, for example, like what 10 questions are coming in the exam, then they'll be giving 20 to 25 questions for preparation. So this boy, how he used to read, so whatever the paper he used to like what previous exam what he has written, no, from that again the same questions may come. So thinking that, he used to preserve that papers and he used to read from that. See here, I would try to get hold of the examination paper that had been prepared and study it. So the teachers used to give like a revision papers to them, like worksheet, how the teachers will prepare worksheet, in that manner some question answers. Okay, so he used to prepare, he used to read that instead of reading the textbook, as I could not remember things that had been taught to me in the class. So why? Because he was not interested to listen the classes, he was not interested in studies. When the teachers are taking the classes also, he was least bother. Okay, so if he cannot read anyhow textbook, if he reads he will not understand. So what he used to do, what the teachers have given the paper, no, that he used to read, and from that he used to prepare. However, later one sentence spoken to me by my principal changed my life. So I was like that. But what changed in my life is, one day my principal called me and he spoke to me. Those words have changed my lifestyle, he said. So now what was those words? Now see here. When I approached my 11th standard, that means third standard he lost his interest. From fourth standard he was going on copying like that. He reached up to 11th standard now. Okay, so now see here. When I approached my 11th standard, the principal called me. 11th standard means what? Intermediate, first year. Some schools we have up to intermediate. Okay, second year, like CBSE schools. Now see here. When I approached my 11th standard, the principal called me and said, "Look here, son. I have been seeing you since day one. You are a good student, but you never studied. So I have seen you since day one." Day one means when you have joined in my school. From then onwards, I am noticing you. You are a very good student, but you have never studied. I have taken care of you till today. Okay, that means it is what? It's a hostel. It is a residential school. Okay, I have taken care of you till today. Now I can no longer take care of you, so you do it yourself. So now what principal told him, as you were a child, I have been taking care of you, but now you are grown up. Okay, intermediate first year means what is good and what is bad you can understand, right? So now all these days I have been taking care of you, even though you have not shown interest towards studies, but now you have to take care of yourself. Okay, that was said by whom? The principal. And what he said? He talked to me for 5 minutes. For how many minutes he spoke with him? 5 minutes. And what is the thing he said? You don't have your father. Your mother has worked so hard to bring you up and paid all your fees all these years, but you have only played games. Now you should rise to the occasion and study. So now what happened? What did he say? See, you don't have your father. Your mother has brought you up and she paid all the fees here. To pay that fees, how much effort she put, do you know? Like that, he said to that boy, as you were small boy, at that time if I say, you may not understand. But now you are grown up, what is right and what is wrong, and you can understand your mother pain, right? So because of that I am telling you, even though you don't have your father, your mother wanted to give good education to you, so she joined you in this school and paid all your fees. So you have to understand your mother here. Like that, who said? Who said? Principal said to Hafiz. Then now what Hafiz did. Now see here. Now you should rise to the occasion and study. At least now realize yourself and put your concentration towards studies, not towards the games. Like that he said. I used to be a very good sportsman. Actually, he was a very good sportsman. Who? Hafiz. I had been the senior champion for so many years. In the school, he had been senior champion for many years. And also was the cricket captain. He was the cricket captain even. I used to play every game, but that year I did not step onto the field. So once when principal spoke to him, from that year he did not step onto the field. He never goes out to play, okay, because he realized what principal told him, okay. Now, I would go for prayers and all I would do was eat and study. So, as it is like what prayers means, what you can understand, this is like what Christian organization school, okay? So, now I would go for prayers and all I would do was eat and study. He used to go for morning and at night, they used to have the prayers, okay? So, he used to go for the prayers, and the next thing what he used to do, he never used to go to the playground, but he used to eat and sit and study. Okay, I normally used to copy and pass, but I realized that once I was in SSC, actually his habit is what, as he was not listening to the classes, can he write in the exam? No, he can't write. So what he used to do, he used to copy from his friends. Okay, but now when he was in 10th standard, 10th means he has to go and write the public examination in some other school. There his friend, maybe he'll be sitting in front of him or not, he don't know. Okay, but then he understood that he cannot copy. Okay, whereas in some other school he cannot copy. So now see here, but I realized that once I was in SSC, I could not do that. He could not copy. So at that time, he has to depend on himself. He should not depend on others. He understood then what he has done. When I got a second class, 50% in my SSC, my principal said, "Son, consider yourself as having got distinction." This is my memory of my school days. So now what happened? Up to 9th standard, even 10th half of the year, he has been copying from his friends. So annual exam, the public examination, he has to go and he has to write in some other school. There he did not get the chance of copying because the fellow who sat in front of him, he may not belong to the same school. So will he show? No. So he did not show to him, and then that time he used his own brain to write the exam. So when he has written on his own, he got 50%. That means what? Second class, not first division, but second division. So at that time, principal felt very happy because all these days he was going on copying and passing. Okay, but now he told him that you have to consider it as the distinction. Distinction means compared to the first division, more grade. Okay, so now what happened? You have to think it as the distinction because these are your own marks. You have not copied from others. Okay, then that is my memory, he said to Bela Raja. I never forget that what principal told me. Then I did lots of other things. So what he used to do, lots of other things like what? See, as far as my things are concerned, I can't remember. I forget things very easily. So see here, he used to forget the things very easily. So he used to like whatever he see, he used to capture that picture in his mind so that he can recollect that again. But if he read something, he used to forget. Now see here, I can't remember, I forget things very easily. To remember, I have to see things as photograph. So if at all, if he wants to remember what was happened at that time, he used to see, for example, he and his friends, he went to some tour, okay, like a picnic spot. He will not remember if one of his friend tell him that time we went there, no, means immediately it will not strike him. But if we see the photograph, then he can understand that, okay, at the time what they have done in that place also, he can understand it. Okay, so he used to remember the things like a photograph. For example, he is reading some answer or the lesson or the paragraph in the book. So he used to capture that, okay, paragraph like a picture in his mind so that he can remember for more days. Okay. Then I read a book and I can remember the matter as a photograph. Just now I told you, if he read the book also, he remember that paragraph as a photograph, then only he can remember that. But do not through my mind. That is how it works. Okay, it does not through his mind, but he remember that he put that paragraph like a photograph. Okay, so now Bela Raja, when you were in school and you were doing badly, did the teachers pull you up, and how did you feel? So when you were like what in your school days, you were doing very bad in your school, so the teachers pulled you up. Pull you up means what? The teachers have punished you. How did you feel when the teachers punished you, when you have done something wrong? So how did you feel? Then what he said, I never felt anything on being pulled up. If the teachers have punished me, I never felt anything. I used to be so interested in playing, I would receive a caning every week. So as I never used to concentrate on the class, when the teachers will be asking something to answer, I never used to answer. So at the time, I used to take the punishment. Every day, the teachers used to cane me. Caning means what? Punishment. What is the meaning of caning here? Punishment. So every day the teacher used to punish me as I was interested in games. Okay. Then When you now Belaraja, when you knew that you had incurred the wrath of your teacher by not doing your homework or by behaving badly, when you knew you would get a caning, what was the state of your mind? So already you know that you haven't done your homework, or whatever the teacher asked you to do, you didn't do that. Already you know that. Then at that time, what is your state of your mind? Generally children will tell, for example, when the teacher is asking some questions in the class, the children used to hide. Ma'am should not ask me. They'll be hiding like this and this, no, otherwise they'll sit alert as if the teacher must understand that the child knows everything. Okay, even though they don't know, they pretend like that. Otherwise, what do they think? Okay, if the teacher asks me question, I must tell her why I did not learn. They will be thinking for the reason, okay, what I have to say, like that. But here, now he was putting a question, when you are such kind of thing, when you have done, what is your state of your mind? Then what he said, state of mind, just lift up the hand and they would cane me. So now what? I'll never think anything. If I don't know anything, just I'll stand and I'll show my hand and they will punish me. That's it. I would hurt badly and then I would have to forget about it because I would want to go and play. So it used to hurt me very bad. Okay, I used to get so much pain. But if I sit with that pain and if I'll be crying, I cannot enjoy the game in the playground. So even though I take the severe punishment from the teachers, I never used to cry, because if I cry like that, I cannot play well in the playground. Okay. Then, now see here. Bella Raja, have you ever felt insecure or threatened? Have you ever felt insecure in your school that, okay, this is not, as I am away from my parents, this is not good, like that? Did you feel any time? Or else did you get fear or frightened of this school? Then what he said, I was just interested in playing and nothing else. I don't have interest on anything, just I was interested in playing. I was most interested in funny pranks, making jokes on others. Okay. One day I did not want to study. So one day what happened? He did not want to study, but he wanted to disturb everyone, those who are studying. So what he has done? So I created a distraction. For 1 whole hour, we played chore police. So distraction means what? A disturbance. So he created a distraction. For 1 whole hour, we played what? Chore police. Chore police means what? It is a game. Okay, it is a children's game. Now see here. Every Saturday, we were allowed to go into the town to see a movie. So as they were hostlers, every Saturday, they are allowed to go to the town to see a movie. So what I would do was have no lunch and collect money from 40 to 50 students. On that day, he never used to have lunch in the hostel. Okay. So as they were going out, no, he want to have the food at hotel, in hotel. Then now see here, from 40 to 50 students, he used to collect the money and run and buy tickets. On my way back, I would eat to my heart's content. So my heart's content means what? My favorite dish on the way. Okay. While he'll go in the afternoon, he'll take the tickets and he'll come back. Okay. So while coming back to the hostel, so he used to have his heart contents food, means his favorite dish he used to have in the hotel, and he used to move to the hostel. After that, again all the children, they'll go to the theater to watch the movie. I used to be the leader of a gang. He used to be the leader of a gang. And we would have gang fights and plan strategies. Strategies means what? Methods of winning. So as they are maintaining a gang and he is a gang leader, so now here they used to have the gang fights. Okay, they used to have the fighting. And strategies means what? Methods of winning. How to win. Okay. Now these things used to interest me more than my academics. So all these, making fun on others, okay, playing pranks on others, playing games, fighting, these all used to give a lot of interest to him, but not studies. Students used to book my textbooks for the following year. Now you see, students, his juniors, for example, now he is of like what, 8th standard. Next year he'll go to 9th standard, no? So now here, his juniors, means that 7th class children, they used to ask, brother, I want your books, brother, please, brother, like that. The juniors used to ask. Why? Because, see now here, students used to book my textbooks for following year because they were almost brand new. Brand new means what? When he purchased how the books were, the books will be like that. That means he never used to open the books. He never used to turn the pages like this. So the pages will not get crinkled, or else the pages will not be tone, okay, everything will be as it is, and the book is almost brand new. So all the children used to ask, brother, I want your books only, you give to me, like that they used to ask him. I probably opened them one day before exams. Why the books are brand new? Because before one day, the next day exam means today he used to open the books to read. So because of that, his books were brand new, and the children, his juniors, used to book his books. Book means what? Offer to buy in advance. Okay, book means what? Offer to buy in advance. Whose books they used to book? Hafiz contractor books his juniors used to book. So this is what part 1, the treasure within, about Hafiz contractor. And there is the conversation, like what it is, an interview between Hafiz contractor and Bela Raja. Okay, so the continuation part, no, it's not the continuation part. Part 1 we have completed. Part 2 is there still. So in my next class, I'll continue with part 2. So thank you, children. Just read the lesson once and read all the meanings twice, so that you will get a clear understanding. So thank you, everyone.